Hello learners, I hope you are still safe and healthy. I'm still teacher EBRAHIM, your teacher for general studies and communication skills. This program is brought to you by the Rwanda Education Board in partnership with MASTERCARD Foundation, together with Inspire, Educate and Empower Rwanda. Due to the COVID-19 pandemic, the government of Rwanda, in a bid to contain the spread of the virus, closed schools in March of this year. And for that reason, we have to study from home until school resumes in September 2020. We are still talking about the topic of democracy and good governance. Now, in our last class, we talked about the three arms of the state government. We looked at what the functions of each arm or branch of government are, and how these arms of government can operate independently but still coordinate to serve the interests of the citizens and the nation as a whole. I hope you still remember all those functions and you still remember how these different arms of government can work together. Now today, we are going to look at the role of democracy in promoting individual citizenship. We will see what citizenship means and how a person qualifies to become a citizen. I remember I asked you to find out what these two mean, how a person becomes a citizen, and what citizenship means. I hope you did that. Well, I need to remind you again to have a notebook and a pen so that you can write down notes for revision in your personal study time. You also need to clear away any noise and any other forms of distractions or disruptions so that you can pay attention as we learn. Now, first and foremost, let us answer this question. What is citizenship? I hope you found out the meaning or the definition of citizenship, and I want you to compare what you have there with what I have or what I'm going to tell you. According to what I found out, citizenship refers to the legal right to belong to a particular country. I said citizenship refers to the legal right to belong to a particular country. Therefore, a citizen is a person who has a right to belong to a certain country, regardless of where they live. Which means for you as a Rwandan, you have a right to be a Rwandan or to consider yourself a Rwandan. Even if you live in China, you will still be considered a Rwandan because you have a right to belong to Rwanda. Unless, of course, under certain circumstances, the country can revoke your citizenship. We are going to see how a person qualifies to become a citizen. Now, in Rwanda, we can become citizens by birth. A person can become a citizen by birth. If you are born in Rwanda, then you become a citizen. If a child is born in Rwanda, that child will be considered, or that child qualifies to become a Rwandan. Now, sometimes you can consider yourself as a citizen, or you can claim your citizenship if your ancestors were Rwandan. Let's say your grandparents were Rwandan. You can come and you have a right to consider yourself a Rwandan. You have a right to be a Rwandan. And then you can also become a Rwandan, or you can also qualify to become a Rwandan through marriage. You marry a Rwandan. If you're a man, you marry a beautiful Rwandan woman. If you're a woman, you marry a handsome Rwandan man. You become a Rwandan. Then there is what we call naturalization. Another way you can qualify to become a Rwandan. Under this one, or under naturalization, means you stay within the borders of Rwanda for a long time. You become a resident of Rwanda. You live in Rwanda for a long time. You learn the culture of Rwanda. You learn the language. You participate in a variety of activities that help the country or the society of Rwanda. And then you basically become part of the Rwandan community. After a long period of time, then you can qualify. maybe about 10 years, between 5 and 10 years, you can qualify to become a Rwandan citizen. But this has to be backed up by the local authorities under whom you live. You live in the chairperson of your mudugudu must know you. The people within your community must know you and can testify that this person deserves to qualify as a Rwandan. And then next, a person can also become a citizen of Rwanda if this person has been living, for example, somewhere else over a period of time. They've been living somewhere else for a long period of time, and maybe they had changed citizenship. Maybe you live in the UK for a long time, you become a naturalized citizen of the UK, and you are no longer a citizen of Rwanda. But after some time, you want to come back, you miss your home, then you come back after like 40 years. You can come back and recover your citizenship, despite the fact that you probably had changed it in at some point. So this means, as a person, or for a person to become a citizen, there are only 4 or 5 ways you can become a citizen. Number 1, I said, you become a citizen by birth. You can also become a citizen, number 2, by origin, which means your ancestors or your people from whom you descend were Rwandan. And then number 3, marriage. Through marriage, you can qualify to become a Rwandan citizen. And then naturalization is number 4, which means you have lived in Rwanda over a long period of time. You've learned the culture of Rwanda, the language. I've explained all that. And then number 5 is what we call recovery of Rwandan citizenship. After you want to become a Rwandan again, then you come. There's always a test for you to qualify as a citizen. Of one of the things that show that you're a citizen is a national identity card or a passport, and that means for you to get these documents, you need to go through a test. You fill some forms, you answer some questions, then you can qualify to get these documents.
Come along and play with us.
We have learned about the different ways in which a person can become a citizen of Rwanda. Let us talk about the rights and responsibilities of a citizen. When you become a citizen, or when you are a citizen, as a citizen, what should you do? What should you do as a citizen? What are your rights as a citizen? There are certain things that are your rights. You have rights, but you also have responsibilities. Now, rights, we define rights as those fundamental freedoms that you qualify for. For example, as a human being, you qualify to be alive. You have a right to be alive. You have a right to life. Then you also have a right to equal protection and equal benefit of the law. As a person, the law must protect you as a citizen of Rwanda. You have equal protection, the law must protect you, and you also have equal benefit of the law. The law protects you, but also you can benefit from the law in other ways, which means even if you have been accused of a crime, the law should protect you. Nobody should start punishing you before the judiciary or the members of the judiciary determine whether you're innocent or guilty, because that's the protection we are talking about. And then benefiting from the law, which means if someone has done something wrong to you, the law should be able to help you to get justice, especially in case somebody has wronged you. That is what we call equal protection and equal benefit of the law. You also have a right to possession of inherent dignity and the right to have dignity and respect. There is what we call dignity. As a human being, there is dignity. Dignity means respect. There is a certain level of respect that you qualify for. As a human being, people must respect you, which means you also need to respect other people. However, we normally say, if you need me to respect you, you need to respect me, which means we all qualify to have, or we all have a right to respect and dignity. Then we also have a right to freedom and security. A right to freedom and security. We are free to walk around, we are free to... But remember, I think I've been speaking about this since we started. Remember that whatever you do as you enjoy your rights and freedoms, you must do within the law, as long as it does not infringe on the rights of other people. Then, one other thing you need to know are the responsibilities. One of the most important responsibilities of a citizen is obeying the law. For you to live happily in a society, you must first of all know the law and then respect and obey the law. Then you also need to participate in work which improves your individual life and the collective life of the society in which you live. The society, your community, your mudugudu, your sector, your district, your province, and your country as a whole. All these things, you must be able, you should be able to participate in activities that not only improve your life, but also the life of everyone else in your country. And then you also have the responsibility of defending your country at all times, whenever there is external threats and internal threats. And then the other thing is respecting the lawful authority, respecting lawful authorities. There are people who we choose as our leaders. When we choose them, we give them the authority to govern our societies. And therefore, we need to respect them at all times. When they tell us to do something, we must be able to do it without giving them a difficult time. Because if we don't respect them, if we don't obey the law, if we refuse to participate in these activities that they tell us to participate in, activities such as umuganda, if you refuse to participate in these activities, then you are simply becoming a problem to the society. You become a problem to the society. And then you also need to respect the rights and freedoms of other people. You need to respect the rights and freedoms of other people. The leaders will respect our rights. But as we citizens, as we demand for our rights and freedoms, we also need to respect the rights of other people. And we need to put into consideration the fact that the people who are the leaders, those people are also human beings. And therefore they have rights just like we have them. And then there are many other responsibilities and freedoms. I am sure you know these rights and freedoms. Being a Rwandan, you are in A level. Being in A level, you must have seen all these things that you are expected to do. One other thing is participating in civic responsibilities, paying taxes, safeguarding public property from waste and damage, eliminating corruption in society. You, first of all, you as a person, you should not be corrupt. And then secondly, you must ensure that nobody corrupts you. Don't corrupt somebody and then ensure that nobody corrupts you. At whatever level of society you are, whatever you do, make sure you don't give people bribes and don't take bribes from people. And then make sure that you report. In case someone does it, make sure you report it. That is what we call ensuring that there is no corruption in society. There's also a responsibility. We have a responsibility to protect the environment. As a citizen, you need to protect your environment. Keep it clean. Make sure you don't cut the trees down recklessly. Make sure your home is clean. Make sure like the water sources are clean so that people don't get diseases and sicknesses. And then we also have a responsibility of helping, because we talk about helping law enforcement agencies. But we need to ensure that we help the government to foster national unity. We as the people need to ensure that we foster national unity. Be one. As Rwandans, we need to do things together as one people. That's also a responsibility.
Come along and play with us.
Now, our lesson is mostly about how democracy helps to promote individual citizenship. And that is what I'm going to start explaining to you. We said citizenship is the legal right to belong to a particular country. And citizens have rights and duties and responsibilities to their countries. And democracy has a way it helps us as citizens to enjoy being citizens, to feel proud of our countries. So and we are going to look at one by one. How exactly does democracy help you enjoy your country? I hope we are still together. Number one, democracy enables individuals to exercise their rights and fundamental freedoms. We have talked about a number of fundamental freedoms: freedom of speech, freedom of expression, all these. Now, when democracy allows a person to enjoy his or her rights, the person feels respected and valued. This improves the quality of your citizenship as a person. You tend to feel that you become proud of your country because you are free. There's a level of freedom that you enjoy just being a citizen of your country. And this is what democracy helps with, because you are free to express yourself, you are free to choose the leaders, you participate in sharing your views and opinions with other people, and everyone gets heard and understood. Now, being able to enjoy your freedoms and rights makes a person enjoy their citizenship even more. Secondly, democracy allows for individual participation in various activities. I say democracy allows for individual participation in various activities. First, democracy allows you to participate in a variety of activities of your choice and liking. Most of the time, you're free to you participate in activities of your own choice. You can choose to play football, you can choose to do business, you can choose to eat in a restaurant, you can choose to eat at home. You do whatever you want to do. But like I said, you need to keep in mind that you must not break the law while you enjoy your rights. The freedom to choose what you want to do and the liberty to do what you want is only possible when democracy exists and thrives. Therefore, individuals are able to promote the well-being of the society in both social, political, and economic sectors, because people are involved in doing a variety of activities, and people feel free to do whatever they want to do. And at the end of the day, you find that the country develops at a faster pace, since everyone is able to participate in doing whatever they want to do. Now, in addition to that, democracy creates a bond of unity among people in a country. This enables people to help one another when there's need, when the need arises. Because, people come together for a variety of reasons. And because we come together to participate in activities that help us to build our country, we create a certain level of brotherhood and friendship, a relationship. We become more unified. And remember, it's also a responsibility for us to be unified. Now, this unity creates a bond of brotherhood. And at the end of the day, you find that people tend to respect each other. People tend to respect each other and to help one another when the need arises. That is possible when democracy exists. Now, number 4, because of that, because democracy enables a bond of unity and brotherhood, it also enables peaceful coexistence of people. Peaceful coexistence of people means that people can live in a society in peace without any grudges or fights or conflicts. This peaceful coexistence means everyone respects the opinions and the decisions of other people, even if you don't agree with them. You need to respect their views and also understand that we have differences in personality, we have differences in wealth, and we have differences in level of education, but we still need to understand each other. Everyone has a right to their opinion, and because of this, when you understand this, you will find that there is peaceful coexistence in society. Number 5, democracy promotes respect for the rule of law. The rule of law is vital in a democratic society. And by observing the law, a person always avoids conflict with people. A law-abiding citizen does not violate the law. As a law-abiding citizen, you don't break the law. Now remember, regardless of your position in society, some of you are going to grow up, finish school, become members of parliament, you become policemen, you become doctors, you become lawyers, you become teachers. It doesn't matter what your position is in society. You must always respect the law. Which means, even if you become a leader, you are still under the law. There are laws that govern the country. The moment you as a leader or as a citizen, you break the law, you're going to have conflicts with other people. You steal somebody's property, the person whose property you have stolen is going to have a conflict or a problem with you. Now, number 6, we are going to number 6. There is free flow of information under democracy. It is easy for people to be well informed and make well informed decisions because there is free flow of information under a democratic society. It gives room for people to have open debates and to share ideas amongst themselves. Why? Because they are informed about what they are talking about. It is very important that before you give your opinion about something, you understand what it is. Make sure you understand what you are talking about. For you to understand what you're talking about, find all the information that is needed. Listen, understand, read, talk to people and ask questions. If you get the information that is required, then you can share your opinion on the matters affecting your society. Number 7, democracy promotes gender equity and equality. We have men and women in society, and all of these people, both of them, the men and the women, have equal rights. They should be given equal rights and they should be given equal opportunities, because we are all citizens, and this ensures that no gender should trample on the rights and freedoms of the other. The men should not mistreat the women, and the women should not mistreat the men. No gender is superior. And for that reason, the government has tried to put in place mechanisms or measures that allow for women to have more opportunities than they used to have in the past. And as men, it is our responsibility to ensure that women express themselves freely in the society, or in the society in which they live. Because it is only fair that our sisters get the same level of education that we get. They get the same opportunities that we get. They get the same amount of money in terms of salary as we get. It's only fair that they are not forced to do things they don't want to do, that they have equal rights and freedoms. And then, number 8, democracy allows for commitment to negotiation. People get committed to negotiation because you find that there is a chance. Everyone has an equal opportunity to give their opinion, to share. Now, democracy, all citizens have, it's a win-win situation. It's a give and take. You have an opportunity each and every day. You can be heard, you can be listened to, and therefore, this allows for a win-win situation. Today, maybe someone becomes a leader today under a democratic society, Another person can become a leader anytime. So even when you participate in an election and you lose, there is not going to be any sort of conflict or grudge between the person who has won and the person who has lost. Why? Because this other person who has lost probably has another chance in future to participate in the same election, to win, or maybe this person can simply, you can agree because you share ideas and views, and all your views are for the benefit of your country.
Come along and play with us.
And then, lastly, democracy allows for observance of honesty and integrity. Because it is anchored on high integrity and honesty. Our leaders are honest people, are expected to be honest people, people of high integrity. And that means they have a high level of morality. They do the right thing at the right time, in the right place, with the right people. And they respect the rule of law. And therefore, democracy develops the integrity and honesty in all individuals of society. Now, as we conclude our lesson for today, we need to remember first that we say the citizen is a person who has the right to belong to a particular country regardless of where he or she lives. And we looked at the different ways a person can qualify to become a citizen of Rwanda. And as a citizen, you have the responsibility to ensure that you protect the image of your country. That's why you do all that you can. You have duties and responsibilities in regards to your country. And then you have rights, but also responsibilities towards your country. In our next lesson, we will look at how democracy can help in enhancing good governance. We will also make a wrap-up of our topic of democracy and good governance. I'm going to ask you to stay safe, stay home until we meet again. I wish you the best of luck.
Goodbye, 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 teacher. Goodbye, children. See you next time. Goodbye, 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 teacher. Goodbye, children. See